This is the Zodiac speaking. One letter, 3 newspapers, and the birth of America's most taunting, unsolved killing spree. It began with a letter, not to someone he knew, not even to someone he hated, but to everyone. July 31st, 1969. 3 envelopes delivered to 3 different newspapers. Inside each envelope, a confession, a demand, and a cipher. 49 uniform symbols arranged in carefully handwritten rows, accompanied by a chilling message. This is the Zodiac speaking. The man who signed with a cryptic symbol wanted one thing above all: attention. And what he got was decades of fear. California in the late 60s was already teetering. Free love clashed with political unrest. The summer of love was giving way to paranoia, and then came the phantom, the Zodiac. He struck without warning and left only chilling riddles behind. More than a killer, he was a performance. And like any macabre actor, he needed an audience. But our story starts not with that first letter, but with the first lives ended. December 20th, 1968. Lover's Lane, Vallejo, California. David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen were parked under a canopy of stars when their night turned to terror. No warning, no plea, just the cold report of a gun and silence that followed. A tragedy, it seemed, perhaps a robbery gone wrong. But 6 months later, another couple was attacked, Darlene Ferrin and Michael Majow. This time, the killer called the police directly, his voice calm, purposeful. They were shot with a 9mm. He even gave directions. By the time police arrived, Darlene was dead. Michael survived, barely clinging to life. What he remembered didn't help: short hair, stocky build, a motionless face. Vague details lost in fear and darkness. Then came the letters. They weren't just admissions, they were challenges. He outlined facts only the true killer would know. He insisted his ciphers be published, front page. He threatened more bloodshed if denied. The letters were chaotic in form, spelling errors, run-on sections, but with an eerie clarity of purpose. "I like killing people because it's so much fun," he wrote coldly. This was someone who saw murder as art, as language, as a labyrinth to trap the world. September 27, 1969. Lake Berryessa. A sunny afternoon turned into a nightmare for Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard. A hooded man approached, dressed like an executioner. He carried a gun, a knife, and deliberate malice. He tied them up, then began stabbing. Slowly, cruelly. When he was done, he scrawled a message on their car with a felt-tip pen. Vallejo 12-20 to 68, 7-4 to 69, Sep 27 to 69, 6:30. By knife. Cecilia died from her wounds. This wasn't just methodical, it was theatrical. Then the killer headed into the city. October 11, 1969. Paul Stein, a San Francisco cab driver, picked up a fare. Minutes later, he was shot in Presidio Heights, an affluent part of the city. Children saw the murderer. They watched him wipe down the cab and stroll away, unfazed. Days later, police received something grotesque in the mail: a piece of Stein's bloody shirt. The Zodiac taunted authorities openly now. He named detectives. He mocked failed arrests. He threatened madness, a school bus massacre, bombs, chaos. Panic swelled. Citizens wore buttons, "I am not the Zodiac." Police scrambled, desperate. But the letters kept coming, and the mystery deepened. He claimed 37 victims. Authorities could confirm only 5. Who were the rest? He offered maps, codes, hints. Some were deliberate misleads, others unsolved traps. One cipher, 340 characters long, remained unbroken until 2020, when amateur cryptographers finally cracked it. The content: vague mocking. "I hope you're having lots of fun in trying to catch me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber." Still no names, only fog. There were suspects. The primary one, Arthur Lee Allen. A troubled man with disturbing coincidences linking him to the crimes. He wore a Zodiac brand watch, owned the same caliber gun, lived close to victims, but nothing conclusive ever surfaced. Handwriting, inconclusive. DNA, didn't match. And so he slipped away from certainty into the chasm of maybe. Like so many others over time, the killings slowed. Did he stop? Or simply vanish into the mundane? A man sitting at a bar, chuckling as others searched endlessly. His final verified letter came in 1974, possibly. Even that's debated. The greatness of the Zodiac's terror wasn't just in his acts. It was in the unanswered question: who? New theorists emerge every year. Sleuths comb through letters, trace timelines, decode every hoax and hint. Files remain open. Yet the silence around him grows thicker. All we have are fragments, symbols, misspellings, odd patterns, and digital footprints now decades old. But he remains powerful, not for the number of lives he took, but the near-poetic horror he instilled. He became a ghost who speaks in riddles and symbols, not a man of flesh. He etched himself into America's psyche not through brutality alone, but by making fear intellectual, interactive, eternal. So look again at those letters. Those cryptic doodles, the symbol in the crosshairs, that voice flattened across yellowed newsprint, still whispers from 50 years ago. I will not give you my name because you will try to slow me down or stop my collecting of slaves for my afterlife. That's what he believed. Or wanted us to believe. And perhaps the Zodiac Killer's most chilling act wasn't a murder or a cipher, but the transformation of his crimes into a never-ending puzzle. We are the last piece of that puzzle, because just maybe he wanted us to keep looking. If this haunted you like it haunted us, share your thoughts below. Who do you think the Zodiac was? Hit like, subscribe for more chilling deep dives, and ring the bell, so you never miss a mystery still whispering through time.